right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Right now, local police still searching for an armed suspect that caused 2 schools to go into lockdown.
I called my mom and I was running with my friend and we were kind of panicking.
Plus, this post went viral in the wake of the Uvalde school shooting. More children died in school shootings this year than police officers died by gunfire. Tonight, we verify.
But first, severe thunderstorms roll across parts of the bi-state area this evening. Some people are still waiting to get their power back.
Those storms have moved out, but this is what downtown St. Louis looked like just a few hours ago. Torrential downpours, high winds knocking over a traffic light pole at 4th and Locust. But the damage across the region appears to be minimal. Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. We're not done with the storms yet, so let's get straight over to Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell.
You know, those were gusty winds that blew into St. Louis late this afternoon, and those thunderstorms did do some damage, most of it minor around the area. We still have about 1,000 customers from Ameren, Illinois without power on the Illinois side. It looks like in St. Louis County, we're looking at just about 2,000 customers, 2,100 without power. That was caused by gusty winds today. Belleville, a tree reported down, some branches down in Spanish Lake. At Smart Field in St. Charles, a 49-mile-per-hour gust. Cahokia Heights, downtown St. Louis Airport, 47 miles per hour. Those storms that caused us problems this evening now heading into northern Illinois. We're turning our attention to the south and southwest. There are some more thunderstorms rolling into the Rolla area right now. You can see those flashes of lightning from the metro area looking west and southwest. The majority of that will stay to the west of us this evening. And the bottom line is there isn't a severe threat during the overnight hours, even if you do hear some thunder. Now, there's another round of showers and potential storms tomorrow. We'll write the timing down on that coming up in a few minutes, Mike.
All right, Scott, thanks. A sigh of relief tonight for parents and students in Kirkwood. 2 schools were put on lockdown as police search for a home invasion suspect.
The tense situation unfolded just 24 hours after the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas. Our Pepper Baker is live outside the Kirkwood Police Department.
And Mike, police are still searching for the suspect tonight. Now, the home invasion happened near North Glendale Elementary and the Kirkwood Early Childhood Center. And during the lockout, no one was allowed in or out of those schools for a few hours.
North Glendale Elementary School students didn't expect their last day of school to end quite like it did.
She told us that we had to run because there was an invasion.
9th grader Paige Warfield was visiting her former elementary school teachers when administrators went into an emergency lockout procedure.
I was talking to 2 of my teachers, right? And so they were all like panicking and I was kind of confused. And so then they went into the building and they locked down. I called my mom and I was running with my friend and we were kind of panicking, so.
Shortly after the school's 12:30 p.m. early dismissal, Kirkwood School's Chief Communications Officer Steph Diedrich said they followed police orders.
That there was police activity in the area, and they encouraged that we go on lockout status, which means that we took all staff and any remaining students that were in the building, asked them to come inside and remain inside.
Police were investigating a home invasion nearby on Brownell Avenue. The victim called police from a neighbor's house and said the suspect had a gun and was on the run.
You do have to acknowledge that national events going on did raise this to an additional level.
The district notified parents over email and everyone was released by 3 p.m. Brooks Colvin picked his daughter up before the lockout and is glad everyone is safe.
Anything like that obviously sparks a ton of emotion because of what's happening, and it can happen anywhere. And yeah, definitely nervous, called my wife and just said, we're good, right?
Now, police say a subject was taken in for questioning, and now they believe that this was a targeted event, not a random act. But as of now, the armed suspect is still on the loose. Live in Kirkwood, Pepper Baker, 5 on your side.
Tonight, the community of Uvalde, Texas, gathered to remember the young lives lost in yesterday's mass shooting at Robb Elementary School. Texas Governor Greg Abbott was among those in attendance at tonight's prayer vigil. A community vigil was also held outdoors. Tonight, we're seeing the faces of some of these young victims. 19 fourth graders and 2 teachers were killed. An 18-year-old gunman armed with an AR-style rifle walked into their classroom yesterday. Investigators say he locked the door before opening fire. 17 other people were hurt, but their injuries are not life-threatening.
Tonight, a St. Louis County church held a prayer service for the victims in Uvalde, Texas. It was held at the Overland Church of Christ. Police officers were among the community members who gathered to pray and to seek solace. Talking with your children about the tragedy can be difficult, but experts say it's unavoidable.
Your own children may need to express how they're feeling about the images they're seeing out of Texas. And new tonight, our Brent Solomon spoke with 2 therapists for some important tips. Brent?
Hey there, guys. One of the biggest takeaways from my conversation with those trained professionals is that kids need to walk through the process of trauma and grief the same way we adults do. If the facts coming out of Uvalde, Texas are heartbreaking to you, imagine how it feels for your own child. What do we tell our children right now?
First of all, we listen to what they're saying. And we assure them, I hear what you're saying. Yes, it's scary. You don't tell them, oh, don't worry about it.
Dr. Diane O'Brien prepares students at Webster University to enter the mental health profession. She understands trauma. She counseled the counselors who were responding to the Sandy Hook school massacre back in 2012. Dr. O'Brien says it's important to make sure children understand reality, even if it's grim.
Those children are gone. Their life is over. But your life is here. Let's talk about that.
With that, she says it's also important to keep up with routines.
So if the next day is a school day, they're going to go to school. You know, we're going to school just like we always do. You are safe.
Let them know that they're not alone.
Dr. Jamaica Cooper practices in Clayton. She says it's all about normalizing the sentiments that come from tragedy.
All of us, we feel a way. We feel a way, whether that's angry, sad, fearful about the increase in mass shootings. So acknowledge that with your children and let them know that they can talk to you about it.
In other words, you're not abnormal.
Right. You're not crazy if you're scared. Of course you're scared. I'm scared.
And Dr. O'Brien adds that unresolved trauma as a child can stay in the brain for years, causing triggers later, which can lead to emotional responses.
This is a tough time for children and adults. Project 5 and Behavioral Health Response are teaming up to help you cope with the latest mass shooting. Right now, trained counselors are just a phone call away. All you have to do is call 314-469-6644, and these phone lines will close at 10:30.
The latest mass shooting tragedy is reigniting the debate over securing schools and stopping gun violence. Senate Democrats signal they could take up a bill to expand background checks for gun sales. Today, we spoke with the candidates running to represent Missouri in the Senate.
So I think it's too early, but to talk about any more laws as far as guns go. People who commit crimes don't abide by our laws. Yeah. And so if you pass a law saying it's illegal to do this or that, they are going to continue to have those guns illegally.
The reason that Vicky Harsher says that is because she's owned by the gun lobby. They fuel her campaigns, and that's something that's important to her, right? She cares more about her power and prestige than keeping people safe.
Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt tweeted, "May God give comfort to all those grieving unspeakable loss today." And former Governor Eric Greitens tweeted, "May God provide their families with peace and strength."
Here's a sobering statistic being shared on social media right now. More kids have been killed in school shootings just this year than police killed in the line of duty. Our Verified team is looking into that viral claim tonight. Here's Adiane Detil.
On May 24th, 19 children and 2 teachers were shot and killed at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, 85 miles west of San Antonio. According to Lieutenant Christopher Olivares of the Texas Department of Public Safety, the 18-year-old gunman was shot and killed by law enforcement. It's the 27th school shooting in the U.S. this year and the country's deadliest since December 2012, when a gunman killed 20 children and 6 adults at Sandy Hook Elementary in Newtown, Connecticut. Following the Uvalde tragedy, podcaster Brian Tyler Cohen wrote a viral tweet thread claiming that this year more children have been killed in school shootings than police officers have been shot and killed in the line of duty. But is that true? Let's verify. Our sources are Education Week's 2022 school shooting tracker, the School Shooting Database Project, run by the Center for Homeland Defense and Security, the FBI, and 2 nonprofits dedicated to honoring America's fallen law enforcement officers. Independent data from Education Week's 2022 school shooting tracker and the Center for Homeland Defense and Security show that as of May 25th, 24 minors have been killed in school shootings this year. That includes the 19 children killed in Uvalde. As of May 1st, 2022, preliminary FBI data shows that 17 police officers have been killed by firearms in the line of duty this year. The Officers Down Memorial page and the National Law Enforcement Memorial Fund also track the number of police deaths per year based on submissions and their own research. As of May 25th, the Officers Down Memorial page shows that 21 police officers have been killed by firearms in the line of duty this year, and the National Law Enforcement Memorial Fund lists 20. That puts on-duty law enforcement officer gunfire deaths between 17 and 21 so far this year. That's less than the 24 children who died in school shootings this year. So we can verify, yes, more children died in school shootings in 2022 than police officers died by gunfire in the line of duty. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
What can we verify for you? Reach out to us by emailing verify@ksdk.com.
Chasing the Cup, sponsored by Car Shield.
Breaking tonight, an emotional roller coaster for the Blues fans. Just minutes ago, the Blues beat the Colorado Avalanche in overtime.
They did. Bozak scored. The series now comes back to St. Louis on Friday night for Game 6. It was a gutsy win for the Blues, who fell behind 3-0 and still come back to win in overtime. We have a crew in Denver, and Sports Director Frank Cusimano will have more later in sports. Read before you click.
I think it's a scare tactic. I think they know that consumers don't necessarily know the law.
We reveal the surprising clauses you're agreeing to when downloading new apps. A training accident ended his military career. The simple way you can help the organization jump-starting his wife's new career.
The severe threat may be over, but this system's taking up a huge amount of real estate, and it's not done with us yet.
Tonight, police have an 18-year-old woman in custody in connection to a deadly shooting outside a Metro East restaurant. Nautica Young of Cahokia Heights is charged with first-degree murder. She is accused of shooting and killing Ivan Marshall outside of his work at the Bella Milano restaurant in O'Fallon, Illinois. Recycling is returning to the alleyways of St. Louis. The city stopped collecting recycling in December due to staffing shortages. Today, Mayor Tashara Jones announced the program will return next week. The city is still looking to hire. There is a $3,000 bonus for new drivers.
How many times have you used an app, website, or signed an agreement and not even looked at the fine print? Most of us click I agree and start downloading. Consumer Reports reveals the most common hidden clauses and what we all may be signing away. Can you guess what app makes you agree not to develop, design, or manufacture nuclear weapons when you accept their terms?
Apple iTunes.
That's right, Apple iTunes. Consumer Reports' Justin Brookman is an expert in consumer privacy and technology law and sees a lot of wacky clauses hidden in user agreements.
You promise not to get drunk on Tumblr's usernames. What does that even mean?
And this one, in the case of a viral infection that causes human corpses to reanimate and likely to result in the fall of civilization. Translation?
I guess it means that in the event of a zombie apocalypse, Amazon's not going to sue you. I think in a lot of these cases, the company's lawyers are just having fun.
Fun aside, Justin says there is a lot buried in these agreements that could limit your rights if something goes wrong, including ones that seek to prevent users from posting negative reviews. Take Intel, which says violators will be prosecuted to the maximum extent possible. Intel told Consumer Reports it's to protect the company from inaccurate reviews, but hasn't enforced it recently. Many of these clauses may now be illegal due to legislation passed a few years ago, but some companies still include them.
I think it's a scare tactic. I think they know that consumers don't necessarily know the law, but if you lie about them, if you defame them, then that's not protected and the companies have a right to sue you for it.
Some go further, saying you can't sue a business over a dispute, making you resolve your issues outside the courts with an arbitration clause. AT&T uses language typical in many agreements. You are waiving the right to a trial by jury or to participate in a class action. AT&T declined to address why the company sought to eliminate the possibility of class action lawsuits, but argued arbitration is faster and less expensive for consumers. But Consumer Reports says That's not fair.
If your product breaks, if something goes wrong, if it hurts you, you should have a right to go to court and sue them for the damages that it caused.
Unfortunately, Consumer Reports says there's really no getting around accepting terms if you want a product. So it's best to opt for products that don't require mandatory arbitration when resolving disputes.
Tonight, Paraquad held an open house to show off its state-of-the-art training devices. The equipment at the Stephen A. Orthwein Center cannot be found for public use anywhere else in the region. It's used by people with disabilities, aging adults, and even Paralympic athletes. Paraquad says the equipment provides health benefits for its members and offers hope and inclusion.
The annual Folds of Honor campaign, sponsored by Schnucks, kicked off today. The organization provides scholarships for spouses and children of fallen and wounded service members, like Madison Franken. She's studying to be a nurse thanks to Folds of Honor. Her husband John's career in the Marines came to an end after a training accident. That's when the couple shifted their focus to Madison's dream of becoming a nurse.
The scholarship has definitely helped with making my dreams come true because I don't have to worry so much about the financial side of it.
College isn't cheap, so whenever you get that little bump of help, I think that's amazing.
Franken applied and received $5,000 towards her tuition at Chamberlain College in Maryland Heights. To help military families like the Frankens, all you have to do is round up at the register at Schnucks. You have from now until July 4th, and Five on Your Side is a proud partner of the Folds of Honor campaign.
Let's get back to Scotty. You're tracking this big weather system.
It is pretty expansive, too, across the bi-state region. The good news is we've settled down this evening, right? So it's pretty quiet looking here into St. Charles, out along Interstate 70. The roads have had a chance to dry out. Still 69 degrees, though, in St. Louis and around St. Charles. You see this afternoon, we had those thunderstorms developing right over St. Louis during the evening rush hour, of course. They've now lifted well to the north. The one cell that went right over St. Louis and then into North St. Louis County and into St. Charles County did have those gusty winds, 50 to 60 miles per hour. And so we still have a few power outages because of that. But this is a huge system taking up a lot of real estate, centered right now over northwest Missouri. But you see the wrap around here? We got to get till Friday before that actually makes its way through here. So we still have some weather traffic to deal with over the next 24 hours. Now, there are still a few showers and thunderstorms down in the Rolla area now. You'll continue to see everything push towards the north and northeast. Severe weather not expected overnight, although you may hear a rumble or two of thunder through the overnight, and you may hear that waking up tomorrow morning. We do think we're variably cloudy in the morning as the backside of this weather system starts to nudge a little closer. Our temperatures will be close to 70 with just a hint at some sunshine from time to time, and potentially off to the east of St. Louis as we head into tomorrow afternoon. We might get a couple of stronger storms, mainly along and east of Interstate 57, but could be as close as into the Metro East. Heading into tomorrow evening, the cooler air will start filtering back in. We're on the wraparound side of this as we head into Friday morning, which means we're still dealing with a few scattered showers through the first part of Friday. And by Friday afternoon, that's shifting east of us. Not sure how fast we'll clear out on Friday, but the odds are we'll have clouds for much of the day, and that'll keep our temperatures in the 60s to around 70 much of the day. That's kind of what we're expecting as we head into tomorrow. Temperatures only in the 60s to around 70 degrees. So right now, officially at Lambert, 71, 81 was the high. The low was only 66 degrees. We did pick up a little bit of rain at the airport today. Depending on where you are, you may have seen quite a bit more than the bit that we saw at the airport. All right, we're talking temperatures the next couple of days, a little on the cooler side than average in the 70s, but look at your weekend forecast. Come on now, take a look at this Memorial Day forecast. 82 degrees, mostly sunny to partly cloudy on Saturday. Sunday, you're up to 87, 92 here as we work our way into Monday, Memorial Day. It is looking really nice and dry. For the upcoming weekend.
All right, Scott, thanks. Sports and another Monday Night Miracle is next, Frank.
It's called The Comeback in Colorado, Mike, and I've been watching hockey here for 30 years at Channel 5. This is the best game I've ever seen. Stick around.
Chasing the Cup, sponsored by CarShield.
Well, one thing you can't do after this series is question the heart of the St. Louis Blues. Down 3-0 in a series-clinching game in a hostile environment with everybody standing, and they tie the game. They tie the game I cannot critique the Blues any longer, only salute them. Now, you knew that Nathan MacKinnon, who had 32 goals in the regular season, was going to score sometime. Avs led it 1-0. Second period, Devon Toews will shoot it, and Gabriel Landeskog will deflect it, and it's 3-0 at this point. Blues outshot Colorado 9-6 in the second, and this is a remarkable shot by Vladimir Tarasenko, his first of the series, and we have a 3-1 game. Third period, Pavel Buchnevich, great look to Robert Thomas. We have a 3-2 game with 10 minutes to play. A little bit later, Alexei Toropchenko will shoot it. Justin Falk will tie the game at 3. The comeback in Colorado. But then MacKinnon will work his magic. Look at this artistry by one of the world's best. His hat trick, 4-3 Colorado. But wait a minute. A minute to play. Thomas will tie the game at 4. And then in early overtime, Tyler Bozak scores. Blues win 5-4. Oh my goodness. Let's go live to Colorado for the postgame.
You know what? Better late than never, I guess. But I mean, I was on the receiving end of some nice plays by Bucci and Vladdy, so they deserve all the credit.
Tyler, can you explain the range of emotions from in the third period when you guys coming to tie it up, then MacKinnon scoring that goal and kind of a knockout punch, and then you guys getting the tying goal with the goalie pulled?
Yeah, I mean, it was an amazing hockey game. I'm sure everyone that was watching thought the same thing. Obviously, MacKinnon's one of the best players in the league and makes plays in crucial moments and did it there, but we have great leadership on our team. We have a lot of guys who have won before, and we knew there's still lots of time, and the guys got it done and got us to overtime, and then it's anybody's game when you get there.
Was anything said during the timeout when Ruby called the timeout?
I think just stick with it. There's a lot of time left. We got guys that can score. We know we can make plays, and you know, it's not over till it's over, so, yeah.
Robert, what kept you guys going when it was 3-0 and it seemed like nothing was going right?
I mean, you got nothing to lose, so you might as well throw it all out there. I think that was our mentality, and you know, it seemed to work tonight.
Does this make game 4, last game, sting even more that you didn't have that same fight in that game?
I don't think we're looking back on any games. I think we're just looking forward now, and we got a huge one in a couple days.
And then the follow-up to that would be, now that you have this momentum and you showed how your resolve, you put into words your hunger to get back out there for game 4.
Yeah, obviously we want to use this as momentum, but at the same time, they're a really good hockey team over there. We know they're going to push, and we're going to have to be at our best if we want to beat them next game.
Robert, so I mean, you talk about throwing it all out there. I mean, just what did you start doing better? How were you guys able to flip the switch? What changed?
I think there's a couple things. I think we were harder on pucks. We were winning battles. We were forechecking well. We were hemming them in the O-zone. I mean, there's a bunch of different things, but yeah, it's something that we can try and use this momentum, and we know what works, and we know how we can have a chance to win every night.
How big did your eyes get when the puck's laying there and there's open space and the cars wasn't able to fit?
Yeah, I mean, it was just quick. I mean, there wasn't really much eye opening, just kind of try and whack it in. That's about it. That's all I got for you.
And here's the thing you have to remember, is that even though Colorado's a really good team, they're also a team that has lost in the second round for 3 consecutive years. They are also a team that hasn't been to the Western Conference Final in 20 years. They just blew a 3-0 lead in their backyard. Imagine their confidence level as they come to St. Louis on Friday night. Oh my goodness, what a game.
Gutsy game by the Blues. Frank, thanks very much.
Coming up, putting on the Ritz. Is Oreo's new creation a match made in heaven or an odd mix? You decide.
Well, we're still about a year away from St. Louis City SC taking the soccer field. But tonight, we're getting a new look inside the MLS Stadium under construction in downtown St. Louis. The turf has been laid, many of the seats have already been installed, and season ticket holders are getting the chance to tour the stadium and pick out their seats.
Fair St. Louis unveiled the entertainment lineup for this year's celebration. More than a dozen acts will take the stage. Headliners include ex-ambassadors, Third Eye Blind, 90s House Party, which will feature Montel Jordan, Coolio, and Tone Loc. Fair St. Louis runs July 2nd through 4th at Keener Plaza and Ballpark Village. Ritz and Oreo have teamed up for a salty and sweet treat. The Oreo and Ritz is 1/2 Oreo cookie, 1/2 peanut butter cracker. So far, only 1,000 packs have been produced, and they're going to be given away starting tomorrow at 11 a.m. on Oreo's website.
Are you a big Oreo person?
Well, I like all sweets.
I know you like chocolate.
Yeah.
But I didn't know about cookies.
Oh, cookie, yes, and peanut butter. I don't know about, I would take off the Ritz and eat the peanut butter cream and the chocolate cookie.
I see. So this is not going to be something you're going to be.
I can take off the Ritz.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you have it. 5 on your side at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next.
And the pride of John Burroughs, John Hamm, is Jimmy's guest. Start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 4:30 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.